Hello, beautiful people.
Hi, April.
Hey, bro.
How to be a motherfucking actor entrepreneur this pilot season. Because I'm tired of broke ass motherfuckers emailing me. Can you help me? Can you help me? Do you have money? No, that's why I need you. I was like, well, this is your problem. You shouldn't be broke. Well, I'm an artist. I was like, we have to dispense with this. I am doing great work. Okay. Did you see me on stage this summer in the park? Yeah, for all that. I ain't paid for the ticket. So that means you weren't making no money. But I was doing amazing. The world needs this. Okay, if the world needs this, why don't you get an audience so you can make some money? You can afford to do this shit that ain't paying you since the world needs this. But until such time, people who are RD, ain't nobody gonna see your motherfucking ass because you ain't got no money and you ain't got no following. And then you want to laugh at the people or be mad because P. Diddy on Broadway. Nigga, he on Broadway because he got following. What you got? He on Broadway because all of the people who spent $8 million to make a reservation at a theater for them to hold a 6-month spot this year. You need $8 million. To make the reservation. I'm not talking about put up the play. To make the reservation. And if you got a name in it or somebody from a TV show and they got to come out their TV show, you got to give them a holding fee. Because you're taking them away from their TV show. So what if the play don't go up? You need to get them their $15,000. They need 2 weeks of payment up front. And they need to know that you got $8 million in the bank, that you could actually do this, and they're not attaching themselves to a project that ain't got no money. Hello? You're asking them to get off their TV show to do your play. And see. So this whole notion of you don't need money is a bunch of wahoo-hoo-hoo. All right? And if you are truly talented, the world really needs to see you because I'm so fucking sick of turning on TV and seeing people not act. They'll just playing themselves in the park. I was like, I could do that. I got an iPhone and I got a bunch of ignorant ass friends. I could laugh all day. I was like, how much money are they making? And then I know all these talented people who at the theater making $1.99 time. Will you please come to see my play? Is it good? But it's art. I was like, that's 2 hours of my life I can't get back. Is it good? And how much you getting paid? Oh, you need to come to my house and eat, or I need to buy you a drink after so you got no money. If it's all that good, somebody should be paying you. Well, they don't have. See, that's ridiculous. Tons of self-producing artists are getting paid. My client, Kareem M. Lucas, came to me and was like, fuck this. I mean, I know I'm on Bulwark Empire right now, but I'm trying to get paid. I was like, then why are you not writing your solo show and renting a space and invite motherfuckers to see it? Oh, I don't know how to do that. I was like, how much time you got? He was like, I only got 3 weeks. Get a piece of paper, give me $2,000, let's go. Reserve the space. Here's the mailing. He sold it out. Show ran for four days. He made all of his money back plus profit. That's more money than he would have gotten an entire theater run at some off-Broadway theater here in New York City, make $200 a week. He did his show for a week on 42nd Street in Kirk. He rented the place, sold tickets. I was like, that's your paycheck. He's like, I made money. I was like, motherfucker, why are you looking surprised? You're supposed to make money. Because you're sitting here emailing the people and engaging them. And he was like, yeah, so you can make money at this. I was like, yes. And the only reason you're not is because you're listening to people tell you that you don't deserve to make money. Lisa is not going, I don't deserve this. Is she? She buying hair and having natural hairdos all over the motherfucking place and getting awards and getting dressed by designers. There's no world where she said, I don't deserve this. Please. She's getting paid. She has never not gotten paid. She raised $10,000 to make every one of her web series and always gave herself a salary. She did that like her job full fucking time. So, if you're not getting paid, it's because you don't want to get paid. And we really need to dispense with that because I'm tired of seeing bad art. And the reason I'm seeing so much badass acting, which really hurts my fucking face, is because the people who are truly talented refuse to do the business. And I'm over it. That's why I charge a lot of money. because I charge you a lot of money. Because I know if you do what I tell you to do, you're finna make a lot of money. And that means I get more money. And then I can put you in a movie and we can make more money. But if you don't make no money on your own, you ain't gonna make me no money. And I can't make a movie with you. Right, Angela? I told Angela to stop. If I saw her in an off-Broadway theater on stage one more time playing a child, this was 6 to 7 years ago. I had just finished doing my play at Brett Alley. And she was like, I did a good job. I was like, motherfucker, you were brilliant. I don't know the rest of them niggas. They wasn't ready the first day of rehearsal, but your shit was correct. You and Keith and Randolph Smith were like, all right, bitches, it's the first day. I don't know everything memorized it. I don't know the songs. Angela and Keith was like, Keith was like, I don't know. I was like, Angela was like, I don't know about these motherfuckers. I'm following music. I know my lines. I know his lines. I know my dialect. Sign me up.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, you better take your ass to Los Angeles and be a motherfucking movie star? I better not catch you on the stage playing a 12-year-old one more year. She was like, you know, I was like, you're a fucking movie star. She was like,
Word.
She's like, okay.
She is.
So I started the hashtag Angela Lewis, television and film star. She's like, I can't be putting that on someone, but I can. And if I was, I would be like, and this is me on the runway, and this is me walking to an audition, and this is me walking away from audition. Angela Lewis, television and film star. Just where you can be. And now, Angela Lewis is a television and film star. She's regular, also called. She got a movie coming out. And I was like, what? She's like, oh, I'm going to do a play. And Angela will never tell me she's going to do a play nowhere. Ever. Ever. She will never be like, April, so listen, I'm reading the script. You know, they're paying scale. Oh, what? Who? A what? Scale? You can't afford to be working with scale. You got to pay me, your manager, your agent, your publicist, your stylist. You need your baby daddy. He needs to have material so he can wear clothes with you on the runway. Fuck that. No. And your husband, he on TV too. Like, oh, you know, I got you in the baby in the house because you over there doing some shit to scale. Oh, hell to the no. Y'all trying to be mega millionaires. Y'all trying to be mega bohemian moguls. Which is why I like your husband from the first moment I met him. He reading, and he was sort of like, it's really nice that you all are here doing theater. I'm not going to be, but I guess you will be. That's exactly how he rolled in. Like, completely, he rolled in like a fucking movie star. He rolled in acting like where he was supposed to be, not where he was. The artistic director was like, thank you so much for leaving the other project and coming and being here for us. And he was like, not a problem. I was like, look at this little motherfucker. You're a fucking movie star. Why? Because he's decided that's what I'm going to be. He came into the reading dressed, bitches. Dressed. Okay, I was like, who are you? He was like, Jim Mallory McCree. I was like, why? What are you doing? He was like, well, I have a business plan for it. A business plan for what? Not a motherfucking play. He was like, no. I have 2 films under consideration that I really want to produce. I want to talk to you about them. I have a business plan. I was like, oh, right, nigga. Oh, right. You could just say bye to the artistic director right now, because you might go be here for him. You gonna come like, why don't you get somebody in school? I'm on TV. And where is he? TV. So I would like everybody to go around and introduce themselves and tell me why you here. Or tell me why you decided to study with my crazy ass and are paying me money right now. Angela and Garland are currently studying with me. So why y'all here? What's your name? What you want? What you doing? Are you an insane person?
Go first. How you go first?
Hi, Clinton.
Just go, Clinton.
Oh, just go? Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Clinton Lowe here in New York. I decided to study with April, check more April stuff out, because I've been watching the videos, and honestly, she talks my motherfucking language. So, you know, I see somebody talking like me, thinking how I think, I'm going to check. I'm going to get with it. I'm going to see what's going on. And the stuff makes a lot of sense. It's stuff that I feel like I know or that I knew, but I hadn't really heard it broken down in that way before, in a practical way. So I'm like, let's get this money. Let's get these TV shows, you know, and then do Broadway if we fucking feel like it, you know, win Tonys if we want to. But really, let's get this money and build these schools for these babies and shit. You know what I mean? That's what I'm on.
I know.
Thank you, Clinton.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Everybody jump in.
Misty, hi.
Hi, Misty.
How are you guys? Hi, Clinton. Hi, Angela.
Hey, Missy.
April, I am here. Oh my God. First of all, watching your videos. I watched your video on the day. Hi, Garland. I didn't see you. I watched your videos on the day that I lost my sister. My sister passed away, and it was August 15th, and I was sitting there, just in a really, of course, obviously fucked up place. But then I'm just like, okay, something else happened. When am I going to say, fuck this? I still have to survive. Like all the shit that's happened in the last 2 years, like you said, it just got to a point where, you know, not having the money and not knowing how to properly handle my business. I came to you because I have to figure out how to handle myself as a business, because my talent hasn't done a fucking thing for me. And then my parents were laughing because I'm like, yeah, I'm about to do this class tonight called How to Be a Motherfucking. My mother said, well, why does it have to say how to be a motherfucker? I said, because that's why I was drawn to the class, is because she curses. And the F word is my favorite fucking word. And my dad thinks that they just peeked in on me in here. It's hilarious. But
Yeah.
I said, first of all, because she speaks exactly what the fuck I'm thinking. Like, fuck that. Like, I'm so fucking tired of being fucking tired. And once I decided to live, meaning that, okay, yes, I've lost people close to me. They've been dropping dead. I'm in Las Vegas where there was a mass shooting last night. But I'm sitting here now and I still have to live and fucking act and find some fucking money to pay you. So it's a lot, but I'm here because I'm tired. I'm tired. So thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, beautiful. That's beautiful. Angela?
Well, I started working with April because April has always been a little bit scary. And I have noticed that in my life, all of the teachers that I love the best have always been a little bit scary. And also that it's the things that I'm afraid of that I know when I need to do something or move toward that thing if I'm scared of it. And her language, her use of language, and being very clear and very direct, those are things that I'm drawn to, because I don't like it when I'm trying to accomplish a certain thing. If I need honest feedback from somebody and they're like, oh, you're so good. Oh, that's good. It's like, I don't need all of that. I need you to tell me. I need to be able to trust you that when you say it's good, it's good. And if it ain't good, you're going to tell me it ain't good and why. You know what I mean? And so, and April has always been that way. I will never forget when I knew I was doing a workshop of her play, Good Bread Alley, and she came to me and another actor, and she was like, y'all don't have a website. And I was just thinking, like, I gotta get a website. How am I gonna get to do the website and all these things? She's like, you almost didn't get a job because you didn't have an online presence. And I'm recommending you to people, and they looking you up, and we can't find you. You almost lost out on a job. And she was like in my face and like, yeah, and I was just like, I mean, on the outside, I was just standing there taking it, but on the inside, I was like, who does she think she is? Oh, I need to get a website. The very next day, I'm like, how do I get a website? So, like, that's crazy. No one had ever said that to me. I never would have known that I almost lost out on a job because I didn't have a website. So I had to get over myself and the fact that somebody was in my face telling me like it is and really get down to it. And that's when I knew. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I need to work with her all the time.
Well, the real for real behind that is that I was so fucking mad at everybody black during that play. And I had been working on casting all of our films for Simon Says as well. And what y'all don't know about the casting process is this how it goes. You got a director, you got a bunch of producers all saying, I like this person, I like this person, I like this person, I like this person. And so everybody turns in all their choices to the casting director. The casting director goes, I don't know them, I don't know them, I don't know them. The artistic director goes, I don't know them, I don't know their work. The director goes, I don't know their work. One person knows this person's work, one person knows that work. Okay, well, we can't see 400 people for this role. We have to see people whose work we can see. And we have to be able to audition people. That means we got to audition like 20 or 30 people, not 400. How can we do that? Okay, then the casting director then goes and looks for samples of their, usually your website. And then they send links to your reel or your website in one email, and they go, this is who's under consideration for the role of Miriam, and these are their reels. This who's under consideration, and then there'll be one whole sentence that says, I have nothing online about this person. I can't find a review. They changed their name. I can't find a Facebook page. I can't find a Twitter account. I can't find a YouTube account. I can't find a sample of them auditioning. And the director is like, well, I'm not going to waste my time on somebody I know nothing about. I'm going to audition the person who has a reel on IMDb and who has a sample. And I was like, but listen, there's a lot of people ain't got no money. And I need somebody black, not fakey black. Okay, fakey black people who are lay and they can't and got real. So, and what is they on the real doing? They're doing a web series, like The Office, and I don't know who that is. These people need to speak Spanish. And give me some black people who speak Spanish. They live in fucking Cuba. Talk to them on the phone. This shit was not easy. And all of the talented theater people I knew had nothing. I had nothing to fight, and I'm fighting. I'm like, white people is throwing people at me from like LA, and I was like, who? Stephen Bauer is a white man. He's on a TV show right now. Did you see that last? You know, you've got, when you were making a piece of work, the producers, Ron was one of the producers, my director, Jessica Blank, the casting director was Eve Battaglia, and she's pushing who she knows, which are all the people she's cast in Sundance films. She's a big Sundance casting director. I used her to cast Blue Caprice, right? So, or Lois Drapkin, who does a lot of film. She only knows film people. So guess who she was gonna send us? Film people. All these wonderful theater people that I worked with. And I knew when I saw you guys in auditions, all y'all was gonna give me stank ass side eye because you didn't get called in audition. And some people did. And in the middle of Bernie Telson's office in the lobby, I had to be like, well, you know what? That motherfucker right there was in a Broadway play and sent out 15 newsletters. Everybody had seen him in the play. And then he had 4 tapes of him auditioning on motherfucking YouTube. That's why he got the audition. Do you? Let's see. Let me Google your name right now. And some dead person from 1892 comes up when I I get the director and be like, see, he's really great. And directors are like, I'm not taking a chance on him. Okay. And that's how it went. I was like, seriously, this is an actor with credits up the motherfucking ass. I was like, all right, Labyrinth. You work with, you know, Seymour Hoffman. You got all this. You got typing your name. I ain't gonna call him out. Okay. Dead man. That's who's in the movie. And he got a picture. He got a picture. And he was like, Yeah, can't you just tell somebody I went another way?
It's hard to hear you, April.
Oh no, that's terrible. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
It's like it's. You know, he said to me, "Well, can you just say, can't you go another way?" I was like, "No, because you're black and you're brilliant. And I wanted you to have a shot, and nobody else on the other side of the table is going to tell you, but this producer writer is going to tell you because I'm sick of fucking fighting for y'all and y'all not helping, and then having to cast people who cannot act. We won't even go there." So that's why I was yelling at you because I love you, and I know the other.
I know.
Tell you, and it was like, she like you. She said she was good. I was like, Jessica, talk to her. I said to the director, I was like, tell her, if I ain't give a fuck, I would have said Jack. And she's like, bitch, it's true. She doesn't need to say hello to you. She needs to be like, do what you need to be doing. If I say hello to you, I don't really like you, or I think you can't act. And there were some people like that in the process too. I was like, oh, good morning. Because the director forbade me for saying anything else. She's like, because your face. I was like, well, I went out to get water. She's like, no, you went. I was like, no, I didn't. Like, yeah, right after her monologue, your body went. I've just been hit with the acting. Horrible. I was like, oh. So I say, good morning. How was your morning? So good. And that's all I said. Because I feel like
Terrible.
not acting.
Terrible.
For people who are not prepared. Well, the old me used to be like, bitch, get your money back from that MFA. And it's not.
Oh my God.
You shouldn't do that. Playwright Tanya Barfield called me out once. She was like, we went on break. I was doing a workshop for Players. And she said, in the toilet. That white lady directing this shit will tell you. But I'm going to tell you, do this with your hands. She's like, and don't try and pull the shit over on the white lady director. Well, how black people do it. She's like, because I'm here to tell you that ain't going to fly. I was like, oh, she just called me out. She's like, I was like, she's like, if I didn't care, I wouldn't say anything. Because so-and-so in there can't act at all. So I haven't said a word. I was like, oh. She taught me. She weird out. She was like, I want you to get this. It was brilliant. And I was doing something really ignorant. And I deserved to be called out. I just phoned this shit in. I was like, oh, these motherfuckers can't act, so let me just phone it in. It was like, bitch, meet me in the ladies' room. And ask me the fuck out of her play after I got here. I love that. Scarlett, why are you here? You're muted. That's not a good thing.
Let me unmute myself. Oh, there we go.
There you
Can
go.
you hear me now?
What up, Garland?
Hey, what up, y'all? Well, I'm here to continue learning and changing and to continue pushing forward this process that I began. Gosh, I've been working with April a year now, most of this year.
Like decades.
Yeah, it feels like a million years. I don't know. I know, but I think it's been like the better part of a year, or almost a year now, or whatever. But and I want to continue the process and see it through to fruition, to results and what have you, because I'm one of those actors that she's talked about who's been doing theater for a million years for nothing, you know, and worse yet, mostly for white people. You know, no offense, you know, but you know what I'm saying. And I've had a lot of great fun. I've done a lot of great work, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I can't do that anymore. And I'm also, like April has been saying, I'm also sick of the idea that to be supposedly a profound or a deep or a great artist or a noble artist, whatever, that you got to be poor. You got to be, you know, you got to be stripping and scrapping and struggling all the time. Otherwise, you don't know what the real meaning of life is or something. And you can't portray that. Whatever you say is going to be bullshit. It's because you're a sellout, because you just more about want to have a nice mortgage and a nice home and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just sick of that shit. I am sick of that attitude. Mostly sick of it in myself. because I've subconsciously bought into that for a long time, because I come out of the black theater tradition, come out of the black theater world. My father was in the black theater, and
shout out to your pops.
Thank you, sir. And he came out of the '60s. He came out of the '60s Black Arts movement, which was very much about using the art. You got to be in the struggle. You always got to be fighting. And if you're, it's not about being bourgeois. Like I remember my stepmother, and one of the disagreements they had many years ago was that she wanted to have a nice apartment with with decent furniture instead of milk crates and and plywood and and cushions you found on a set somewhere or something, right? But she was bourgeois for wanting that, So that's, I kind of come out of that, and so I just got to the point where I'm old enough where I'm just sick of it, and while I still have enough breath and energy and what have you, and I still have my wits about myself, and I realize that I do have a lot to offer. Working with April has helped me realize how much I've shortchanged myself pretty much my entire life, and I'm just done with that. I'm just, I'm just sick of that, and so when it comes to the business, I want to be a better business person, because I need to be a better business person, because she's got it right. The real art, all the stuff that we talked about 50 years later or whatever, 100 years later, big event, whatever it is, all the most powerful stuff, somebody had to pay for that. Money was involved. Okay, Charlie Parker did not record those incredible recordings with Dizzy Gillespie, etc., by himself with no money. There was somebody with some money involved. There was a record label. There was an infrastructure, and all that means people, and that means money, and that means all sorts of stuff. And that's great, because that's the way it should be. So to deny it is shortchanging, and I'm sick of denying it. So, but I've focused so much on being an artist, and I'm also a poet and a spoken word performer, that I've dealt with the business begrudgingly, because I had to, but it was always like, ugh, I hate this. I'd rather just do this and let somebody else do that. But here, if you keep doing that, you find yourself in a position that's not tenable at all. And I don't want to find myself, I don't want to be 65 or 70 years old, worried about pennies, eating dog food or whatever, knowing, and being bitter because I didn't do this or I didn't do that, and it's time, and I don't want to be one of these people. I want to rise above it and move on and push on and do great things, because I know I can. So, and I want to stop shortchanging myself. So, that's a big part of it.
Thank you, Garland.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you for sharing.
I think that slavery is over in the United States. Now, going on. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me? Slavery is alive and well in different parts of the world, Haiti, many places in Africa. It's over here. You know why? The internet. The internet is the great leveler, right? Now the common man, the mama who knows how to cook good stew, can get on the internet and post it on YouTube and sell it to people. Women can stay at home and raise their children. Information is what drives our society now. People are just selling ideas. There's no more Detroit car factory. There's no more steel mills. That's over. Because Trump and everybody else, this guy money, has sent all of that slavery to the third world. So the only way to get ahead now is to sell ideas and information. That is what drives our economy. Okay? So, can you hear me, Misty? Maybe if you unplug. Oh, you know what it is, Misty? You're running two different things at the same time. You need to turn the volume off on one. That's where you're getting feedback. So if you have a computer on, you need to turn the volume off on either the phone or the computer. That's why you're getting feedback. So when you have an economy now where you have, it's just like the Syrian government can't just kill a bunch of people anymore and we not know about it, because there's the internet. The internet is given poor people, people who are disenfranchised, people who were ignored and not taken care of in society. The internet has given us the chance to look at people. You can't just kill black people. I have no story about it. They're like, all these black people was killed by the police. I am from Miami, Florida, where they killed a black man or a black child every year, and the cops walked away. That is why Miami looks the way it does. They have killed hundreds of black men every decade. There's been a riot in Miami every decade since 1914 when the city was founded. Because that's how long they've been killing black people. Does anybody know about that? No, because Miami is a border town full of a bunch of immigrants. So what we're living under now is what we've been living under in Miami, which is why everybody carries a phone, and black people voted for stand and hold your ground, because the Klan has been killing black people on the regular. My family had to roll down the street, call their neighbors, move the Klan out of a vacant lot in the middle of a black neighborhood.
Wow.
And when I was in high school. So all this shit about the Klan is walking around, that's been happening in Miami. People are like, why didn't you have a gun in Miami? Because if you don't, black people would be dead. My grandmother, my great-grandmother, they all pack. Have always packed. Answer the door with a gun. Then cut their brother down from trees. That's how Miami and Florida is. And it's been allowed to be that way because nobody knew about it. Nobody knows about it to this day. That can't happen anymore. We have the internet. We have Facebook. People can quit their fucking jobs and say, fuck you, I ain't doing that. And go to Facebook and say, y'all know what? I know how to fix a car. You want to see? I'm going to make a video. Okay, you want some more videos about how to fix a car? Send me $10. And now the economy has to deal with that. The Oscars have to deal with the fact that Cary Fukunaga, I'm not pronouncing his name right. I'm going to look that up. The director of Beast of No Nations had been trying to get that movie made by studios forever. Forever. And then he finally got sick and said, I'm going to do it my fucking self. And he's a big Hollywood director. Nobody would give him the money. And he's a big Hollywood director. He's famous. I'm like, wait. Cary Fukunaga.
Cary Fukunaga.
He's famous.
Fukunaga.
He's famous. Let's see. Let's go through the list of everything that he didn't direct. Beast of No Nation, Sin Nombre, Jane Eyre, True Detective, Sleepwalking, Chinatown, like everything. His resume is out of control. He raised the money for an independent film that was not going to make money. That's it. And then he asked some people that he met at Sundance. He asked my production company, Simon Says Entertainment, I have this really great film. I want to get it made for $6 million. I was like, you're like a movie star. Why can't you get it? He said, studios won't do it. But it's a story about people of color that needs to be told. And I was like, I don't care. I read the script and I made my recommendations. And then we hooked him up with some money folks, Europeans, of course, who were like, sure. Idris was like, sign me up. I don't care if you have the money, you don't have the money, I'm doing it. Idris was, I'm doing it. It needs to get done. Right? It got done. Hollywood was like, ain't nobody gonna pay attention to that. And Netflix said, oh, content. Let's see. And they were like, what was your budget for this? He was like, this is $6 million. You're like, can we pay you $12 million right now and then like premiere it? That had never been done. Ever. That's why the Oscars snubbed Beast of No Nations. Because the first time an artist said, I don't need you. I make this motherfucker. And not only will the money, basically Netflix, no Hollywood studio has ever done. They made a movie. And then the studio, which is Netflix, paid the filmmaker his entire budget plus 100% profit. Nobody does that. You do a movie, you take it to the festival circuit, somebody offers you $350,000 and they're like, well, when it goes into theaters, after we make our investment, you'll get some money back. Oh, no. Netflix is like, you're going to get all your money plus 100%. That's why the Oscars snubbed them. Because Focus and Fox and Sony cannot be giving filmmakers 100% profit. They're not going to do it. But Netflix can't.
No.
Netflix has subscription. And they already have Idris Elba, a bunch of his shows and movies. The Wire, Luke, what is it? Luther.
Luther.
plus a bunch of
movies. I love that shit.
Yeah, Luther's awesome. Yeah.
He was all over Netflix. That was a smart buying move. And they were like, we're going to premiere our first film. And they made history. And the message we went to black people saying, but I didn't even know. I was like, are you fucking crazy? A fucking artist raised money, not their own money. Somebody else gave them money to tell a story that is obscure, that would never have made money. Hollywood was never going to make that movie. And then they made 100% profit by selling to Netflix. Do you know what that means? That means you don't need to go audition for CBS. You don't need to be worried about building a relationship with Mark Sachs and Marcy Phillips. And I'm wrong. You don't need to have coffee with the casting folks over at Homeland. You can be like Issa Rae and do a Kickstarter for $10,000 and then make a web series and salary yourself the fucking $2,500 you deserve for directing the web series. You never need to work for these people again. What will happen is these people will be like, excuse me, do you have time to work with me in the film? Because meanwhile, Issa's like, oh, look at all these different platforms. I'm just going to sell every fucking web series that I ever made for $10,000 to all these platforms and then get residual checks as actor, writer, producer, director. And she's got 20 web series. She makes a living. We don't need them. It will become obscure. Fox, I just shot a web series for Fox that was fully funded. Why? Because Beast of No Nation made 100% profit on Netflix. And Fox was like, wait a minute. Well, wait. Wait a minute. No, we need some, don't take our content. Because what if everybody just signs up for Netflix and be like, fuck TV, I don't need to rent TV.
They're already, a lot of them are already doing that.
So everybody's figured out that this is the way. Everybody except artists who are still drinking the Kool-Aid of, I got to work for the man on the plantation. I'm going to this audition with all these white people that I never see a place and hope that they like me and give me a job. What? I was like, I'm sorry. It just feels like slavery to me.
It is slavery.
Something inside me. It's just like, and I think for me, it is, I got tired of what I was going in for. I would go in and I would cry or I would have a breakdown and people would be like, oh my God, that's amazing. And they were acting surprised that I was talented. And I was like, I'm better than the work I'm getting offered. And it's because I'm putting my fate in someone else's hands. And needless to say, my black power, black Afro-Caribbean father was like, what the fuck you working for them for? Don't the fucking body. This is why I curse so much. Don't work. When my father came to see my work with my great aunt, all the food, like,
I love that.
Why she got to have so much cussing in the show? This is what she said. And my father, because that's how the fuck we talk. I was like, my father wanted me, where's your fucking homework? Your ass gonna be writing on the motherfucking projects 20 years from now, fucking around. Your motherfucking homework. Get up and get out. Nobody. When I decided to become an actor, my father said, so you would just make some shit, right? Where Morgan went? They do the Black Theater or something. There's some black people in there. I said, they ain't got no money anymore. My father was like, oh, don't work for them. It was like, make some shit and get yourself a check. Make sure you finance your salary in there. I was like, that's the first line in the budget. What you getting paid? Because you're going to work 50 hours a week. I was like, 80. What's that line item? He's like, because you can't save nobody if you're drowning. And my family is not impressed. Gotham, whatever. Good Bread Alley, when I raised the money, my father was like, who bought? Me. He was like, you the motherfucking boss. You got white people working for you, right? I was like, yeah, he's that. So if you get tired of him, you can be like, I'm paying you half. Bye. What are they gonna do? Okay, I'll stay. I'm all dirty this deep in it. He was like, you call the fucking shots. Like, you gonna get the check as the actor, the writer, and the producer. You're gonna be tired, but you're gonna get 3 paychecks. And I was like, okay. So that's how my father's been proud of me. Gotham, whatever. Your movie thing's exonerated, whatever. That's all I know about the movie. We was in the movie theater, everybody was excited. I was like, she don't own nothing. That was my father's complete response. Does she own that? We so glad when black people just be seen. You don't own anything. And it means that if you don't own anything, 5 years from now, you could be eating out of the trash can.
Yeah, it's real.
If we owned something, like Oprah owns something. So she goes into a store in Paris and they treat her poorly because of the color of her skin. The next day, she can say something about that online and the stock of that store will plummet. That's power. Would they be shooting Orlando and Eric and little black children on the street if we could get on the news the next day and be like, oh, so the police think they could just shoot black people? You know what? I'm taking all my money out of Chase. I'm taking all my money out of American banks. And I'm just going to go buy me some land over here in Africa and then a house in the Caribbean. And I'm not spending another dime. And we watch the stock market plummet. But we don't own nothing. So that ain't happening. That's why we're getting shot. Black lives don't matter because we don't matter on Wall Street.
Wow.
That's it.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing with TV and film.
That's it.
Denzel matters. Keanu Reeves matters. Will Smith matters because they got science fiction movies. They make money in Asia, in Africa, in Eastern Europe, forever. They bring money. They will cast Will Smith as white man number 17 if necessary. Why? He will end up being Bond. Is he right for Bond? No! He from round away. Don't matter. Because he will make money because he has power. So here's what I learned about this whole idea of following that everybody is so fucking afraid of. I had one of my students go. You guys, can you see my screen?
Not yet.
I had one of my students.
No, we see you.
No, we see you, not your screen.
Terrible. You see my screen as well. Let's fix that right now. Oh my gosh. All right. I got sick of going in for the stuff that I was going in for. I got sick of auditioning for the same theater directors and playwrights saying the same lines in the same given circumstances and being a sad black person over and over and over again. It even got to the point where I had a dialect that they thought was really black, and that's the one that I should use. And I'm talking about black people. Okay? I was like, they were like, and you don't know Eyes on the Prize? I didn't grow up in the black church. What? No, all black people go to black church and know gospel. I was like, and why is this woman long suffering and dealing with her husband going to jail, get out of jail, going out of jail, get out of jail? I was like, I don't know this person because my grandmother shot my grandfather when he lost his job and decided not to go back to work. And then because they're like, tell the truth of it. I was like, well, the truth of it is, she wouldn't come back for no fucking guitar. He wouldn't come back for no guitar because he'd have been shot unless he had a paycheck. I was like, so all these people that you're asking me to audition for, they're not real. They're one note, and it's the same person over and over again. It's graduated mammy. Or the hoe. That's it. So now black people are writing the same shit that we were complaining about. That's great. I'm not mad at anybody. Get paid. We need black people getting paid in the industry. What we don't need is none of us running anything. That's what we don't need.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, the first time that I produced something was Porgy and Bess on Broadway. I had never produced anything in my life. I was an unemployed fucking actress. I think I was collecting unemployment.
Get it?
They were like, $100 direct deposit. Okay, I ain't lying. I was fucking awesome. And they were like, are you really interested in this project? And I acted like a motherfucker who had money. I was like, well, why don't you send us over the prospectus? And my first line was like, a prospectus? What you know about I was like, it's going to be something. That's a booklet. Shit. I know this other conversation is happening. I'm on the phone. I was like, it's a pamphlet or something that's going to tell us what it is. He's like, your ass. I was like, well, we can't. He's like, send us the papers. My great grandmother said, where is the paper, baby, that you signed? Where the paper? I was like, if we send it to the white people, we're not going to get the prospectus. Prospectus? It was a 60-page contract. I was like, oh, Shaggy. And Ron was like, this is called producing 101. Read it, write down your notes. And that's what it did. And then we got on the phone with the lawyer, and I was like, what the fuck section 3.87299 on page 42 mean? I was reading that at 5 o'clock in the morning. It was literally 65 pages long. Actors ain't never seen nothing like that. It was 65 pages long. Can you imagine getting an acting contract for 65 pages? Black people just sign it without reading it. I sat up for 24 hours and I read it. And that's how I learned to produce. I learned to see what they were looking for. Can we have a list of how much box office this play has made in the last 20 years? Great. Let's see average box office numbers. Great. Plug that in there. Can you guarantee this? And if you decide to do this, you are a producer at 1% in perpetuity. I call my daddy. I said, Daddy, they sent me something to say in perpetuity. He's like, oh, we've been up this road before. That's how they fuck you up. Whenever a white person say perpetuity, Time
out.
Talk about coach.
White one to run the corporation. Yes, we have white people in our family that are married in. It's like, call your white uncle. Call him. My father has no shame. He's like, because we don't know shit. He said, but I do know what perpetuity means. That means that fucked up. I was like, perpetuity.
Oh, hell no. Yeah.
No one ever adjusts the contract. I was like, well, you ain't never done a contract with the Emily Beth Thompson, child of Bruce George Thompson and Nancy Elise Thompson. They got grandmamas with guns. So if I give all my money away and I sign some shit to say, y'all get all my money, you know what's going to happen to me? I'm going to get cussed out. You're going to get cussed out. Well, I'm going to get cussed out for the next 40 years. And have my inheritance revoked. That's the kind of people I come from. You gave your motherfucking money to white people. You just gave it to them. You ain't read the paper. You ain't say cross that shit out, initial it, get a notary. I love my grandmother. Cross it out and then notarize it. You really do that? And she was like, actually, that is legal.
That is, yeah, right.
I was like, Grandma, how you know that? She said, I got a gun. I was like, that's your response to how you know that? She's like, that's how I learned what I needed to learn. I got it. People tell you exactly what's on the paper when you got a gun.
I love your grandma.
The people you done signed it, they know you want to that gun. You fuck them. I was like, Grandma, that's how you learn. I'm trying to tell you. That's what I learned. They say I'm supposed to pay. This paper say I'm supposed to pay for what? Oh. I got a gun. I ain't saying that. She said, cross it line out and get a notary. I was like,
Notary.
That man was right. He was like, he said, I'm glad you came over here. He was like, he had a curly perm. He looked like a pimp. He notarized my shit. And he said, when you cross this out and sign and I notarize it, it legally says that line is not binding. I was like, oh, black people. That's how I became a producer. And we made our money back. And we won the Tony Award. Nobody in that building know. The Ron Simons and everybody's been talking to know shit about producing. We was like, we're producers. What does that mean? Just act like you.
Just act like you know what you're doing.
The most amazing part of that entire experience is when we went to the listening party for the album release, and it was at B. Smith's, and the whole cast was there. And it's from Catfish Alley. They really had singers who were from Mississippi. His brother named Loyalty. He had a belly, but like he good all the time. He had a do-rag on, so his waves would be flat for the night's performance. Do-rag on in why? Because he's on the fucking Broadway. His waves got to be right. I was done. He was in the back eating greens. I was like, and there was a whole bunch of like tattoos, people. I was like, gold teeth, I was like, this would never have happened had this been some regular white people doing Courtney and Bess. Okay, what happened? I was like, who is this Mandingo motherfucker? That's a Prince of Africa. Who is that? And he was like, how you doing? I was like, oh, ain't no white people hire you. I was like, oh my God. And then he burst out with the song, and I was like, oh my God, that's Black Jesus. I took the thing and I said, let me give me a little hush puppy and walk back here and say hi. And before I could get to the back, that big man said, you the lady producer? First they asked me if I was an actor. I was like, yeah, I'm an actor. And the lady next to me was like, she the producer lady. I was like, I love my people. She the producer. He said, you black. I was like, the lady. I was like, yeah. He was like, we here because you here. Knock me over with a I was like, white people is making fucking $2,100 a week. Because black folks. I was like, okay. Ron K. Brown is up here doing African dance and shit. That ain't never happened on Broadway. I was like, what is this? I was like, I help black people have jobs. Okay. I said, y'all got to get some stockings, they color, and you got to get makeup, they color. How about that? Well, we have to work the nude. Black people? Gradations in there. I remember being in a marketing meeting. There were gradations in nude. Black people. Different set of nude.
It's 9 o'clock.
And everybody looked at me like, Audra McDonald's not wearing sunset. I mean, stop. Like the black theater companies where people have to paint their fucking ballet slippers to match their skin. Black is normal. There should be a line. Some people looked at me like, this. I was like, I didn't curse or anything. He was so proud of me. I just got my like crazy white voice. It was like, people, I will kill you. I will do it. I will pull out 400 years documentation and reference criminal file.
Can't hear you.
Yeah, lost it.
Something rude. So anyway, that is something that's very rude. That I said to a very famous white producer that looked at me to this day. I know I'll never work on Broadway or show, but that's okay. I was just like, but you know what? They just called me the black lady producer. And I was like, it's all good now. I was fucking tired. We were producing Streetcar Named Desire, Porgy and Bess, and I was in Clyburn Park on Broadway at the same time. I was running for theater later. I was like, what are the reports for tonight? We have to read the reports. Let's get the numbers. Okay, that's great. Okay, we got to get Audra and make a commercial. Great. All right. Somebody get a car? For Audra, get a car. I was exhausted.
Wow.
Exhausted. He said, black lady producer, and I looked around and there were no others. There were no other black producers. Just a bunch of black actors begging for jobs with no interview. You know,
no internet presence.
Young people down in Atlanta got hired. They got taped. They in the church. They got taping themselves singing in the church. They got websites. This is basic. The singing black people can do it down south. They go to church. You need to go to church. Because all the singing black people had videos of them singing in mega churches.
That's so true.
They had a way to get a job. And we don't. Okay. All right. I'm done here. So that's why I'm here. And if you go to the page about the class, and I talk about, you know, what it is that I wanted to do. I wanted to do Good Bread Alley, and I had never raised money. We did. Raising money for a Broadway show is a little bit different because, you know, it's famous people in the show and blah, blah, blah. But I got sick of the roles. No hating on the playwrights and the directors, but TV, you pay me $3,000 a day, I'll walk on and play my elbow. I'm good with that. It's 1 week, and I will get Regan Jewels. I was like, put me in a rubber costume, make me the ghetto mother, and pay me $3,000 plus another $25 in residuals for 40 minutes of work.
You can have that.
I can deal with you for today, so I can make $40,000 for the next week. Great. But 6 shows a week for $200 a week? Some woman I know nothing about? But no, there's no honesty in that. So I decided to do Good Bread Alley. And I called all my posse, bunch of crazy Cuban and black people for Vassar. People think of Vassar as like hippie, weird, like wannabe white people school. Well, Latino people at Vassar were very special. They were all from
Mm.
they were like, I know about all this PC stuff, and I went to prep school on scholarship, but I'm gonna make some jerk chicken up in the dorm and talk about world takeover.
That's
And
right.
that's who I called, and they were like, "You gonna raise money?" I called the Cuban. She was like, "Oh, bitch, you need to raise $100,000. I'm gonna call Juan. Juan is gonna call you right now, and he's gonna show you how to do the setup." I was like, "They got." They were like, "Why are you waiting for some people?" And I was complaining and crying at my party about nobody wanted to produce my plan. I submitted it everywhere. They don't understand it. And they were like, "Who is Shango?" And the Cubans were like, "Wait a minute. They're in the theater. They don't know who Shango is. He's on Orisha." I was like, I wonder, you gotta make it yourself. I was like, "Girl, I cook the jerk up in the back."
That's exactly
Like,
how they sound.
you just give out plates. I mean, I was like, "Well, I'm gonna do it for like $30,000. They were like, "How much money you need?" I said, "It's like 70, 50." They were like, "Do $100,000. It's just as hard to raise $50,000 as it is to raise $100,000."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "But I can do it by myself." No, you gotta do it by yourself. You gotta cook these people. This one's gonna do this. She's cooking and selling food. I was like, "Okay." Like, then you're gonna call him. He got a store. He can donate beer. And then you get the beer away from him. I was like, okay, so-and-so knows about t-shirts. He got some old t-shirt from another campaign that he didn't screen. He's gonna give us the t-shirt. I mean, people got with it. The moment I said, let me do my business and be a business person, and told people that's what I was doing, my friends, who are business people in their own right, mix their corporate savvy, because two of my girlfriends are lawyers, but they're regular people from islands. They were like, "I don't know, are you working for people anyway?" They were like, "Okay, we're gonna write a check, and then we're gonna ask all of our cousins for a check, and you're gonna get food and space donated. You're gonna get everything donated, and you're gonna raise $100,000, and you're gonna pay every brown person what they're worth, and you're gonna give them good parts, no crackheads, no hoes, because that's what my great grandmother made me promise: no crackheads and no hoes." I see you playing a crackhead. I don't care if you doing it next to Cary Grant, because she loved Cary Grant. I look, you ain't gonna be no man. You ain't gonna be no crackhead. And you ain't gonna Cary just got to do it another way. I was like, "Okay, grandma." She was like, "That's my line." That was the line in the sand. But that's just not that everything in the industry, didn't it? Like, basically. Like, don't I get to fall in love? Or I just got to be the ghetto mother that black men sleep in and all black men suck. No, thank you very much. So I decided to do Good Bread Alley. I went to my friends. And the moment you say to the world, I am no longer going to work for this. I am going to choose what I want to do. You say, I don't know how I'm going to do it. Exactly what I said in my TED Talk. I don't know how any of this is getting done. But the first step is to say, I am no longer going to work for nothing. And then you tell everybody you know. I am no longer going to work for nothing. I want to have a black chocolate child. And I want to be able to feed that black chocolate child. Do I know where the father of the sperm is coming from? No idea. Do I know where the money is coming from? No idea. But the first step is telling the world, listen, this is what I want. I even told the white man I went on a date with. He was like, okay, so you need a black chocolate child. So I have to work on that. I want to continue to be in this position or across from me setting appointments. I don't know how you get that done, but this is a black child. Black stories. He was like, okay. And I was like,
April is crazy, yo.
I said, you gotta go to the website and see how we can make an Indian baby, a black Indian baby. You need to make something happen. Give me some.
What do you need to drink?
That it was a testimony of me saying, this is what I require.
Yeah.
Right? I require, and I started it with small things. Okay, April, will you do this reading? And me and my agents and my manager had a little conversation. What, how do I answer that question? Who's in the cast? Who's attached? Are you giving me first right of refusal? Who's the director? And where's the script? That's the first thing that we don't see. I don't get emails anymore that say, April, will you do it? money, who's in it. All these things help me determine if this is going to help me make money. Because when I'm making money, I can do great work that means something. When I'm making no money, I do shitty work that doesn't mean anything. And that's not my legacy. If I'm making no money, I want to do it because I choose to. And generally when I choose to make no money, like I recently did a reading for a young playwright who's fucking genius. Right? Lee Edward Colston is a fucking genius.
Yes.
He was my client before he went to grad school. And I was like, you a motherfucking genius. Like, you don't know what. I did the same thing to him that I did to Angela. I was like, you need to know you a genius, goddammit. He was like, this woman is crazy. I was like, genius. I'll read his play In the Dark when my drawing's falling off, walking backwards. Because he's a motherfucking genius. I don't care if you pay me if you don't pay me. And when I've asked him about my work, he's the same way. And then when it's time to make money, I'm like, you need to pay Lee this. Because he's a motherfucking genius. And I want to make more artists like that in the world. Know your worth. Pay me what I'm worth. And then build institutions. And those institutions stand to keep a certain caliber of work alive. Right? So if the really talented people are being paid what they're worth and can make enough money to build institutions to sustain work that will be of that caliber, that's how we ensure that our legacy of great work continues. But this work with nobody making money, it means that the people who are making money get to decide, make decisions about what the work's going to be. And that could be bad. And quite frankly, most of what's being chosen to be produced is not deep right now. And that's because artists are not driving it. Money, people with money, not people with talent, are making those decisions. It's just like people are like, oh, you should go do a developmental workshop and get notes about your play. From who? Well, the artistic director, just the artistic director ever written a play like that? What notes would you give me? His notes are going to be about, how to make his subscriber base happy. Whereas if I can go and go, Marcus Golly, the homosexual preacher in here. I need you to read, tell me what you think. Marcus will be like, oh, Black church. Okay, let me see those lines. Okay, I was like, great. I'm going to get important notes here. Why? Because he's a fucking genius. He is an artist. That's why he doesn't get produced enough. He's the only person get to give me a note. This is why only really great directors hire me, because they're like, that bitch will look at me like. I was like, I already play out, did the beat, pentameter, and translated to another. Like, I mean, I did my job. Because I'm an artist, and I have time to do all that because people pay me what I'm worth. I have a $4 million education now. I just found out what my college is charging people for tuition. I was like, oh, I have a $4 million education. Don't I need to be making something commensurate to that? I tell you, my grandma was like, bitch, I'll clean floors for you to get that education. So you best be making something commensurate to that and build something to get somebody behind you a job. Work for nobody. And when you don't work for nobody, you get things like Sophie Turner starring in Game of Thrones with 2 credits to her name. And Game of Thrones is like Star Wars. Game of Thrones is like Matrix. Game of Thrones, they gonna be making money forever. They gonna set people on The Wire, the people in Law and Order, the people in The Cosby Show. Sorry, it's not running anymore. But
no, it's on TV One.
No, it's back. It's back. It's back.
It's back.
Yeah, they picked it up. Yeah,
it's back.
They ain't got to work because Bill made them invest that money. They are going to be paid for the next 100 years. And we have Lucille Ball to thank for that, because Lucille Ball was the first person to fight for writers and creators of shows to be paid residuals for contracts. So the children of all the people that wrote for her show are getting 1% of every show that runs of I Love Lucy. So her children, those people will be paid for generations. It was Lucille Ball was the first artist to fight for that. She made that possible. Because she was like, I'm not trying to work for nobody. I'm trying to give you a Cuban husband off the island and y'all gonna pay him. I run this shit. When they were not giving Cuban actors jobs on television. But Lucy was like, oh, that's my piece. And he Cuban and he don't speak no English. Pay him.
That's OG right there.
And pay our great-great. You're going to pay me and my antecedents and my great-great-great-great-grandchildren for the rest of eternity. That's perpetuity. That's what Lucille's contract says. Fucking perpetuity. You pay everyone that was involved in creating this show in perpetuity. That's what the strikes were about. Trying to get rid of that thing that Lucille Ball created. That's why Michael Jackson and Prince own their albums. People didn't do that before then. James Brown was the first person to do that. Before that, Beyonce made 15 albums. Beyonce died. The record companies still make money. But Children don't get shit. You get a salary. Now, Black artists own their original albums. Columbia don't get to make no money off of, we're going to do a re-release of Prince's shit in 40 years from now. Yes, you will be paying Prince's estate for permission to make a new album. We don't demand that kind of power. Exactly. It's time for that to stop. Or reality TV people who make videos of themselves having sex, copulating with strange people, and put it on Twitter and get huge careers as a result of doing that, those will be the people who will be telling stories. Now, I'm not mad. But, the Kardashians are brilliant business people. I don't want them writing stories. But they've nailed this social media thing down. Sophie Turner got the job and is doing Sansa and wasn't as good an actress. She says it when she got the job, but she had the following. But you know what? She's a good actress now. She's been acting way through a web bag that first season. She's badass now. She became a good actress. But she was a businesswoman first. And she was like, "I'll catch up. I got to get the job. That's how I'm going to learn how to act on TV. I got to get the job." She made business decisions. So, how does this work? Making business decisions about why you're going to be here. Well, you get a coach. That's what I did with Good Bread Alley. I learned how to create content that spoke to what I was doing. And then I was like, who is this about? This is about Geechee people. This is about Black people who are back to earth, who are natural. This is about Cuban people. So I'm going to start creating media, like the media for this website. You guys can see my page, correct?
No.
No, that's terrible. You can't see my page. I'm going to start. You can see it now.
There we go.
I'm going to create content that speaks to people who will be interested in what I'm doing. I didn't have the audience when I started this. I started 3 months before my Kickstarter building audience, just like you're sitting here with me now learning how to build audience. I built audience. And I told them, I'm going to raise money for this play in 3 months, and I'm going to need your help. So let me spend the next 3 months sending you content every week telling you what this play is going to be about. And I was like, who am I speaking to? I'm speaking to people who practice hoodoo and Santeria. So all I got to do in the content is suggest that. I never even have to say that if I don't want to. Anybody that practices an African religion can look at this picture and be like, she's talking to me. The signifiers are there. The all back to Africa natural Burkinese people, they're going to talk to me. It's theater and it's a Black I got all this. I'm talking to who I'm talking to. All the Black girls that like to be on YouTube doing their hair and makeup. It's like, how she gonna do extensions like that? They my audience too. I got the makeup done for them. I got the makeup and the dress for the Cuban people. I got the glamour for the Black women because Black people go someplace. They always got to look better than white people. I knew who I was speaking to. Images. Images is how I got people to like the Good Bread Alley page. In 2 weeks, I got 800 likes on the Good Bread Alley page. All I did was post pictures on Instagram and the Good Bread Alley page. That's it. That's it. Period. And then ask people for money. And very pointed, the same interview, the same emails and the same videos that you guys get from me is what I sent to my audience. But I made them personal. I talked about shit. I was like, oh, we're going to talk about Good Bread Alley. It's a really great place. And there were poor Black people who lived in it in 1925. And it was right next to a bread factory. So when the Black people got up at 4 a.m., they could smell the bread baking, but they weren't allowed to buy bread from that bread factory because they were Black. So they could only smell it. And people go, that is fucked up. So give me some bread to make some Good Bread Alley. I appealed to people's emotions by just telling the truth of the story that I was telling. I took the parts of the story that I wanted to tell that I knew would speak to my audience, and then I created content to that effect. It wasn't rocket science. It wasn't complicated. It was easy. I just posted images. And I didn't ask them for anything. I gave them something that would make them feel good. Content. Black people love black people looking pretty. It's our shit. We love black people looking like we going to church. It's our shit. We love African guys. So I'm really about to do nothing for them. Okay, we love it. Old black women smoking cigars. We love that. We're like, oh, black people. Oh, it's so good to see black people. Black people. Okay. We're just glad a black person is on a picture and on a stage. And so I gave what they needed to see. I gave black Latino people. I love her. What they needed to see was black Latino people, because we all act like we ain't never seen black Latino people when Cuba is a black country. That's all I did. I created content. So when I asked these people to give me $10, guess what they did? They gave me $10. All I did was go into my email on Facebook, said, give me $10. But I had been giving them 3 weeks of something to feel good about. That's all I did. And they just signed up. They were, oh, that's a good picture. And this reminds me of my cousin. And they started tagging people. It's like, that's some Gullah Geechee shit. Oh, look at that video about Gullah dancing. Oh, look at that Yummy Ya dance. Oh, look at it. That's all I did. I gave them things that made them feel good. Things that I was excited about from my play. The things that inspired me to write it. I was like, wait a minute. I found out about Santeria. I was like, wait a minute. Y'all got an African religion in which all the gods and the goddesses is black. God is black? Sign me the fuck up. What? God is black. Oh my God. Like, I was a kid. I was like, this is genius. Because if I go to another black church and see a white man on the wall, and I was like, wait a minute. The man is preaching to me about the white man will hold you down and you got to fight for your community, but we got a white man on the wall that we worship. This don't make no sense. We in a black church. That never made sense to me. Sorry. How you going to preach revolution from the pulpit, but you got all white Jesus? And the skinny looking white Jesus. He didn't even look like an Arab. I was like, if he had been like all Arab.
Not even close. Like, not even close.
Good.
Look hungry.
Yeah, look hungry. Yep.
That's how he looked at too. He had kinky hair. He was brown. I mean, an Arab song make him look like somebody who would actually be there. Then I had this African. I was like, wait a minute. They came from Africa with this shit? But the gods is black. Sure. That's a black man with muscles called Shango. Sign me the fuck up for this religion. Wait, they got a Obama black hair, white with that black skin. What? This what we worshiping? Y'all got a necklace for? Sign me the fuck up. Right? I can go to the church and worship black gods. What's not to like? Guess what? There are a whole bunch of other black people that when I started posting content of pictures of black gods and us dancing around and singing about it, guess what? Them black people like, oh shit, she writing about black people dancing and wearing white and having black gods. Sign me the fuck up. Never seen anything like it. And that's what people said to me over and over and over again. I've never seen anything like this before. I was like, because we're not telling stories about shit that we know something about. We're telling stories about what we think will make money and how black people sound. Well, the black people I grew up with didn't sound like y'all. They cuss a lot, or they speak otras idiomas. They don't speak a word of fucking English. They speak Spanish like a black person and mix it up with some words. The black people I knew, that's how they sounded. And they sounded real. And so when I just started telling people things, and I was like, listen to me very carefully. The black people, Silo and his daughter, are chocolate black, and they speak Spanish. People need to see that on stage. They need to see some Africans, teach some African Americans that their gods are black and how they crossed the Atlantic because Yemaya sang them a song. Okay? We need to see that. That's important because I saw that as a child and it changed me. Because if your God is black, then you're perfect. But if your God is white, you're starting off defective. And it changed me. It changed me seeing that imagery. So I merely did with Good Brain Alley what was given to me. Those images everywhere. We're going to see somebody dance and she's going to be Yemaya. She's going to catch the spirit and talk in tongues. Oh, sign me up. Meanwhile, I had African American church on the other side presenting its story to me, which didn't make me feel good. And I was like, but this African shit? They were like, heaven is right here on earth. Do fucking right. Feel good. Run shit. Don't work for anybody. I was like, what's not like about this religion? Wait, I ain't got to do some shit to heaven. I can just show up in some cool white clothes and just go to church. I ain't got to put on stockings and shit. No, it's fucking hot in Africa. Put on a white sundress and come to church. I was like, this is amazing. What are you gonna say? And what's he gonna tell me? Work for yourself.
Yeah.
Be good to other people. There's no fucking heaven. Make it here and now. You can't cut a deal with God. He's a black man. He's like, be nice. Teach somebody some shit. I was like, this religion works for me. That's all I'm going to show people as I market this play and ask them to give me money. That's the message I'm going to spin. And I don't have to lie. It's true. I love this shit. This is Lily Bernard. I love her. She's an Afro-Cuban painter, and she writes the truth. I love her.
We can't see it.
Oh, no! I should do something about that, right? Okay. I'm going to share it.
Nice.
This image was like the most, I wrote a letter to people, and I posted this image. And I just shared with people, where y'all at? Y'all right here. I just shared with people what made me excited about this image. Okay. Where is it? Why is it not? Oh, I need to bring it back up. That way you guys can. Okay, there it is. Can you see it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. This image changed me.
Cool.
And my first post was, I found this painting of the Black Madonna and her baby. And the Black Madonna in Cuba, La Virgen de Regla, La Virgen de Caridad. And she's saying in her little plaque here at the bottom, Yo soy la Virgen de Caridad. I am the Virgin of Charity. She's the patron saint of Cuba. I bet y'all ain't the patron saint of Cuba was a black woman with her black child. Thank you.
Never knew.
And what is she doing? She ain't looking for Noah. She's looking at these Africans who jumped off the fucking sea. Like, I'm trying to get the fuck out of here. These people done told me from my other land. It symbolizes what Yemaya did for us in the Middle Passage. Those of us who drove into the waters to be eaten by sharks, those of us who went to the boat as they captured our children and tried to get our children back, Yemaya was there. I was like, okay, this is what I'm writing about. I actually found this by Googling, and then I hunted the painter down. I Googled, I was like, I'm gonna find her. I called art galleries. I was like, you have changed me with this painting. You have changed me. It is on my altar, and I wrote the first draft of my play one night, looking at this picture, playing a song about La Virgen de la Caridad. And she was like, really? And that was my first letter to people to raise money was, I just shared content that I was inspired by, that I was excited about. I was like, there have to be black people out here like me and some white people who are hungry for some beautiful art. I mean, I feel like our tradition, the Afro-Cuban and the Afro-Caribbean tradition is just as beautiful as Bollywood. It has classic African dance, it has classic African music, it has classic African languages and mythology. People have got to, I can't be the only person that thinks it's beautiful. And that's what I learned, building audience, that I wasn't the only person that thought it was beautiful. Complete fucking strangers sent me $150 when I posted this and talked about what it meant to me. It was extraordinary. I was like, I don't have gifts to give people. The man and his wife in the Midwest, white people, were like, we're going to give you some decals and we'll do some cartoon art and you could just give that away. They could be $500 worth of art. And then they made a donation and then emailed all their white friends in the Midwest. They're like, this is a really pretty show and it's a story about gods and goddesses. And those white people, they didn't know me from Adam's house cat. But I made them feel about my work what I felt. Right? And the gift that we have as artists is that what we are inspired by, we have the ability to make other people excited about it as well, if we so choose. So first of all is, you gotta have something that you're asking for. If you're just asking to be on TV and be cute, you get some Botox, I can't help you. Because there's nothing deep driving what you're doing. But if there's something deep behind it, if it's the struggle, if it's your family story, if it's the legacy that you're carrying on, if it's looking at the people who came before us and what they had to go through, and you are excited about that history, if it is your sorority, I don't believe in that shit. I was like, why is the Greek stepping? That's African, and they call it Greek. I totally did not understand that. I totally got in trouble at a function for Morehouse as a kid. And the people were stepping and they were like doing this shit. And I was like, why do they call an African dance Greek? You know, my mama snatched me up out of that really fast. She was like, be quiet and don't insult these people. But I was like, the dance is African. Why are they calling it Greek, Mom? She was like, my child is a problem. But I didn't understand it. I was like, what's the message here? We're African. Why are we calling it something else? And here's what I learned by marketing my own story and building audience. Is that there were people who cared about me and my story and my blackness and black gods as much as I did. People who didn't look like me cared. White people from Allentown, Pennsylvania, who probably voted for Trump, cared. It was moving to them because I shared my humanity. And I kept sharing I kept sharing the magic, I kept sharing the poetry, I kept sharing the music. And I was excited. And then I made all my friends do a video and get excited about it too. That's all I'm teaching. Because here's the great thing about this. When you get excited about your work and start sending out content, and people are like, what are you up to? People start volunteering to help you. Your theater workshop was like, you need my help? We'll do the equity contract with you. We'll handle the union shit. We'll give you the space for the workshop. We'll do all that. We got you. You need financial advice. We'll help you structure that. We'll structure the union gig. I was like, really? They were like, yeah, we'll do the equity contract. I was like, they saved me $10,000. They saved me $10,000 of time and energy. I didn't have to do the contract. They bonded it. They insured it. They did the whole nine. It was amazing. I was like, okay. I got everything donated that way. And in the process of doing a fundraiser, fundraisers are the best thing in the world. Why? Because you engage thousands of people when you do marketing like this. Those people sign up for your mailing list. And then when you do your show, they buy tickets. It's actually sort of fantastic. It's fantastic. I made friends all over the country doing this. And then when Blue Caprice, with the video, and I got on Netflix, people who were given to the Good Bread Alley campaign were like, oh my God, you're doing another movie? Well, we should have that here in Miami. We should have that in Philadelphia. We should screen that movie there. And the same people who gave me money for Good Bread Alley stayed interested in my work. And we're like, why is the Blue Caprice here in Miami Beach? And we're going to get it here. Thanks. We're going to get Gun Hill Road in theaters here in Miami and in Philadelphia. Because of my crowdfunding. Because audience building is connecting with other human beings. That's why we became actors. This is a fucking no-brainer. It's just an extension of your performance. It's just you using performance in a marketing strategy. It's the same thing. So I hope you get some videos. If my videos are not social, are not one person shows, I don't know what they are. Because that's just me standing there doing fucking. I'm just standing there talking shit. But I'm doing it. I'm a storyteller. That I'm like, and it works because I believe in my stories. That's all. And that's the only work I do. That's how I raised $100K in 30 days. It wasn't hard. It really wasn't. And that's why I'm going to be teaching this 2-day retreat. Now, I will let you meet some of these other people. You can see my screen still, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm going to let you meet some of these other folks who did my marketing strategy. One is this girl named Angela Lewis.
Hey, who that? That pretty girl.
A star, a snowfall.
So nice.
Is that nice?
That pretty girl.
Yeah, she plays an auntie in there, and she be sexy and really smart and savvy and.
Auntie.
We have Angela with us now, and I would love Angela to talk for a few minutes about what her experience has been becoming a star, maintaining that, finding, following, all the shit involved with getting to LA and getting people excited, and how you get people signed, fight for you to get them auditions and blah, 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 blah. How is this idea of creating a business plan changed your career? Angelica.
Well, I would say that the first thing that changed was creating a business strategy for yourself and for your company takes everything out of the abstract and it makes it practical. It gives me something to work on and work towards, as opposed to, oh, I gotta somehow get an audition some kind of way and then do something. It's just all these things that we don't have control over. You now have in front of you, I have control over this, I have control over this, I have control over this and this. So let me do these things. And working with April puts things into perspective. When I say, oh, I have this goal, and she's like, but you don't have control over that. So what do you have control over? And then she'll help you figure that out. And then you create steps to accomplish those things. And in terms of creating an audience, getting followers, it was really, in the beginning, like it made my head explode. Like what? I got to do what? And get a what app and schedule and, but after the seeds have been planted, it's actually a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be, and not as it's not that it's not hard work. It's not impossible work, and not as hard as you think it. You can make things much harder for yourself than they actually need to be, which I do a lot. So, and then let me think. Are there some other specific things I should be touching on that I'm not?
No, I think you're doing a fabulous job of the social media strategy and building your Instagram following and seeing the show, because the viewership of Snowfall was amazing, and y'all got approved for a second season.
Yeah.
And so before we started airing, I was working with April, and my goal was to get $1,000, and I started $1,000 followers. I started, I think, working like on the social media aspect of things, like maybe 2.5 weeks before we were airing, and I had at that point like maybe 100 followers on Instagram and like maybe 60 on Twitter. When I started with working with April, so I had 2.5 weeks to get to 1,000. I got to 996 or something like that, and I was like, "Come on!" And we was like, the show was gonna air at 10, and it was like 9:30. And I was like, "Come on!" I didn't quite make 1,000, but I made from like 100 to 996 in 2.5 weeks. Wow. And then following strategies that April gave me in the 10 weeks, I went from 1,000 to, I think I'm at 2,021 or something like that. So it really helped. And I got people to sign up for my newsletter. I got people responding to my newsletter that I didn't even realize was on my list. I got just, it's been incredible. And live tweeting is really helpful. So yeah, and live tweeting is fun. So it's been more fun than I thought.
Angela, I'm curious, where do you think you'd be on this journey or on your journey right now, if you hadn't worked with April all this time and hadn't put this investment in with her?
I don't even know.
Great question.
At this point, I can't even. I guess I would just be, oh, I'm on this show. You know what I mean? And I'm sure I would get some followers, but the thing that's popping out to me that's even more important than getting the followers is that I actively did something to get my followers. Like I took my fate into my hands. But okay, so I would have gotten followers, but I wouldn't know what to do with those followers. I wouldn't know, I definitely wouldn't have been posting my newsletters. And like I have like friends and family that are extremely supportive who aren't on social media. And so they hear about my stuff through my newsletters. And they're like, oh my God, this is amazing. And those are the people who tell all of their friends who wouldn't normally be watching Snowfall, and they watch anyway. I found out from my mom that the church that I used to go to that I haven't even been to since before I left college, they're all watching the show. This is a church. Everybody in the church is watching Snowfall. That's crazy.
That crack.
That's good.
Because they know the
We'll
numbers.
see.
When you start running in January, each time an episode airs, or the episodes are like, are they available online somewhere?
Probably on demand. I'll find out.
You can find the link. Because here's
Yeah.
an amazing thing to do. If you put the link on your website, like tonight's show aired at this time. So if you missed it, come to my page and you can watch it like this. The next day, you will see how many people watched your episode by looking at your numbers on your website. I do that for everything that I'm in. Clybourne Park, when I did it, the nights I went on, I was said, I can sell out mezzanine. People are like, yeah, I was like, I will sell out the mezzanine. I sold out the mezzanine. The Gotham was the highest viewership of any episode of Gotham when I was on. Because a bitch was marketing like she done lost her motherfucking mind. Right? I just did a play at Classical Theater of Harlem. Ben Brantley reviewed it. Ben Brantley don't go to little tiny theaters like that. Ever. Betty Chamier and April Yvette Thompson was marketing like motherfuckers who have lost their natural minds. We were out of control. We were telling the publicists what to do. And people were like, are you the PR person for this show? I was like, oh no, I have an assistant and it's automated. I was like, I am a production company. I was like, because a Ben Brantley review in the New York Times is a game. It's just a fucking game changer. You're not going out for under fives. You're not going out for 2 lines. You're going out for recurrence. It changes everything and principles. Everything. These one-offs, I don't audition for that shit no more. Principles. With these in an arc. It changes everything. Angela's also working on a film. That's a short film that she's writing. And it's now a feature film that Angela will be starring in. So she's going to check as the producer, the star, the writer. When her film is done. That's more checks than you get right now. That's a lot of checks. Then you get residuals on all them checks. It's a beautiful thing. Open your mailbox. You're like, that's $30,000. That's $18,000. Because writers make more money than everyone. People don't know this. Writers are the highest paid, except for very successful film directors. Otherwise, writers make the millions of dollars. You get that writing check, you be like, oh, wait, what is this? That's a residual. It's $20,000. Yeah. In the mail. Every month. I was like, it is fucking incredible. But to get 4 checks, and everybody in the industry is looking at you like, I don't know how you do all this yourself. You act, right? You're like, 4 checks, bitch. And staff. Which is part of what we have been working on. Angela's not like going to all these platforms doing it herself. We've automated her process. And that's more money, and all them 1,000 people. And I'm telling you, it is not a lot to raise money. After I posted content, I just wrote 3 letters to everyone in my list. That's it. The success is in posting the content. That's how you create the emotional attachment. So that people begin to ask you, well, what you working on? That's people's gonna write you a check. Artists who ain't got nothing. I give every single artist that asks me for a Kickstarter or crowdsourcing. I make it my business. Everybody gets $10. Every theater I love, everybody gets $10. Because if all of us gave everybody $10, we'd be solvent. I ran an entire production for a year on people giving me $10. Some people gave me $5 a month for a year. Got 4,000 followers on Facebook, 2,000 on Twitter, 800 on Instagram at the time. How many people is that? That's 10,000 people. Then my mailing list. That's 20,000 people that I'm asking for money. 500 of them gave me enough money to raise $100,000. If I had more time and I was making a movie where you spend a whole year raising money and then you get a bunch of people who promise $10,000. It's easy to get somebody to write your check for $10,000. It's hard to get somebody to write your check for $10,000. But somebody who has money, $5,000 or $10,000 is not hard. And you only need 3 or 4 of them to give money. Because when they give money, everybody else who don't have that much money starts giving money. But she goes, I just got a $10,000 donation. That's how you raise money. You get 1 or 2 people. And they can put it on their credit card. It's probably your uncle. It was a singer who self-produces Somi. She self-produces all of her albums. And she taught me that. She was like, get people you know and love to promise a large amount and then advertise that to get other people to give you smaller amounts. It was fucking genius. Because your uncle gonna give you $1,000. You gonna get $1,000. Your mama gonna take some, money from the cabinet and from behind the TV. And then she gonna call some people. She gonna give some money. And she gonna work a couple extra shifts. She gonna cash in, a bond, a savings bond. Your mama gonna find $1,000 for you. If she have to squeeze it out, your brother, your uncle, your third cousin, whatever. Find $1,000. And you after, I got $1,000. If I match that $1,000 in the next 24 hours, I get $2,000. It's not hard. And I had a Kickstarter coach every week. I'd say, never sister, he was like, calm. Send them a poem at the church from me. Money. I was like, it's dropping. It's Tuesday. Nobody's giving. Send them a song from the church. I was like, that's fundraising? He's like, yes. Sharing your heart is fundraising. It's not being cheesy and just asking for money. Share your heart. Every time I shared my heart, grandma was giving me $10. That one lady gave me $10 every week. This little old lady. I just love that picture that you had with the gullah woman. She sent me $10. Then she sent me another $10. She sent me another $10. She told everybody in her church sent $10. I was like, who are these people in Michigan? And who are these people in Allentown, Pennsylvania? All these $15. You know what? That adds up. That adds up. So, this is what I'm teaching. People have been asking me about it. Because Garland and Angela is about to go broke. Because I'm taking their children's college money. They're looking at me like, I cannot be in more debt to you. So, I decided to go with that for y'all. I was like, let me go easy on people. Angela and Garland have been doing this in small group coaching. And everybody knows I'm $400 an hour. Right?
Yeah.
So that shit gets expensive. So I was like, let me break it down and do a little class for the people. Can y'all see my screen?
No.
No.
We should fix that. So I decided to teach a class when I come back from, I'm gonna brag a little bit. So I'm going to Switzerland for an academic.
Yeah, brag, girl, brag. Get it.
And they were like, well, how much you need to make? And I was like, whatever, this amount. They were like, okay. I was like, wait, what? I was like, you should have asked for more. This is my is like, all expenses paid plus per diem. I was like, they didn't even argue with this amount of money. They said, okay, give her her routing number. Give us a routing number. We'll wire the money now. I was like, wait. 2 hours later, I have the money. I was like, wait. Why?
Wow.
They're on my mailing list. And I did some crazy video about reaching for your goals. It was crazy. It was like my tech. What the fuck are you waiting for? Fucking you have the power. And this woman, she's like, when you said you have the power, I was like, she has to come here. I was like, are you But it was like magic. It was like the email went out announcing what I was up to and leading to a video. And because I check all of my traffic, I go to my website, I can see if somebody's looked at a video on a page. I go to YouTube, I see how many people have seen it. It don't need to be 1 million people. It can be 200 people. It's just 200 of the right people. Right? So all the casting directors on my shit, I know when they've looked at my shit too. Oh, Allison Renzo. Oh, Christy Street casting. Oh, because it tells me when you looked at something. It tells me when you clicked away. And I was like, I know when shit is working because then I get called in for auditions. Like money, let's just talk about money for a minute. Being a performance artist, you got a solo show. If you got something you can take on the road, people can hire you to do it standing behind a lectern. That's all a TED Talk is. A play you wrote, a poem. I hate spoken word, but I do coach my clients in making money off spoken word. Kareem is making plenty of money. I was like, do that poem. He's like, but you hate spoken word. I was like, but other people love it. Now, go make us some fucking money. Why did you I was like, is somebody paying you? I was like, if they ain't paying you, do a quarter of a poem. And I tell people, you want the whole poem? Come on, pay me $20 a seat. And he was like, I was like, get paid. Don't you think spoken word is important? There's a lot of Negroes who do. Get paid. Don't be giving poems away and shit. That's old. He was like, damn. I was like, and he did what I said. I was like, market like a motherfucker. Kareem is everywhere. Kareem M. Lucas is everywhere. He on TV. He got a project in classical theater, Harlem, on writing, a poetry. He got a bunch of shit. He got 3 shows running, a Red Fox show, and he's being paid as a producer, a writer, and an actor. And he paid me a lot of money to teach him how to do that. And I was like, oh, you finna get some money so you can pay me. And you can pay your rent and stay in Harlem with the gentrified people. He looked at me and he was like, all right, sign me up. So that's what I'm doing. Because all of these folks before have done this through private coaching. And I know private coaching is crazy expensive. So I'm going to do a 2-day boot camp, which is what's on this page. Dun, 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 dun. If I can find the page, I keep posting it. All right. Can everyone see my page?
Nope. I mean, I have it up on my other screen, but we can't see it there.
I suck. Okay.
You got to do something about this, April. There you go.
Oh, I suck. Okay. Everybody can see my page now, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is what the 2 days is going to look like. I'm going to Switzerland for my gig in October.
With the head back and forth.
And I will be going to Morocco from Switzerland for 3 weeks. So upon arrival, I will rest and then teach you a boot camp. And the boot camp, you will have the pleasure of doing it in person here in my Brooklyn studio, where I will make you Cuban coffee and bagels. Or you can do it virtually in a Zoom class. And we are going to grind. It's going to be 16 hours. We're not going to play. You're going to have a handbook. In the weeks leading up to it, you will be given assignments each week so that those assignments, we can flesh them out during the retreat. By the time we're done with this retreat, December, it's the first Saturday and Sunday in December. December 2nd and 3rd, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Okay? Then weekly assignments for the 4 weeks leading up to it. This is what you're going to learn. You will learn how to consolidate all of your social media into one place. So you ain't going to Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, and posting all those things. One place. You will learn how to schedule 4 posts to go out once a week on all your platforms. You can do that 3 months in advance. All of my social media posts are scheduled. Social media as well as my website. You all get those little announcements on my blog. All of that is linked to my social media. I post in one place, and it automatically posts in all these other places. My blog, my main page, it's kind of genius. And it looks like I'm on social media all the time, constantly posting, whereas that's automated. You will learn how to create content that has an emotional attachment that will get people to not only sign up for your list, but to keep coming back so that when you ask them to buy a ticket, tune into your show. If they're tuning into your show, that means they got to go to iTunes and buy the show. If they're emotionally attached, they ain't going to have a problem spending $34.99 buying the whole season because they're attached. That's how people are watching Angela's show. They got to go buy the show You can't just turn on your TV. They got to go somewhere and buy it. They got to buy FX. They got to buy DirecTV. They got to buy on demand. They got to go to iTunes or Amazon and buy the entire season in order to watch Angela. So you're already asking them to make an investment, right? You'll learn how to structure the content, which is something Garland and I are working on now. I'm teaching Garland how to get people to give you money. The way, does emails sound like I'm just talking shit? Because of the video. I'm not just talking shit. I am cutting you a deal.
No.
I am cutting you a deal that you can't say no to. I'm saying this is how this is going to change your life. If you have 500 people reading your emails week after week, after 3 months, those 500 people are going to be more than willing to give you $25 each. That's enough to give you a salary from January to March, which is pilot season, so you can quit your day job and just work on building relationships with casting directors and going in. What would it be like to be getting a check of $1,000 a week all during pilot season and just have to audition? You can do that in a month of the social media, but it has to be done well, right? I don't have 50,000 people following me like Dallas Travers, but I do have 10,000 people who have been following you for 20 years. And when they do finally spend money, we clock down $1,500. That's because I'm building a relationship. That's why I give away free shit. You got to work for it. You got to make sure, I got to know that you've been watching the other shit that I've given away for free. And most of the reason the videos, the content I give for free is I'm teaching you everything. I'm giving you the knowledge for free. Now, if you want to go ahead and take the class and have me walk you through it, then you can pay me. But it's free because I got it for free. Right? It's free. But most people need a helping hand. I did. I had a coach. But I got the free shit for free. She got a lot of shit for free. She just like my child.
No, but before I signed up for the first class, the emotional course class, I tried to do it from your free thing, and I overthink things, and I was like, I need help.
She was writing dissertations on the free class. She's like, this is what I'm understanding. Well, point number 1. Now, bullet point number 2. And I was like, this is like 12 paragraphs. I was like, what are you, can you just schedule an appointment with me? Okay. I was like, what is it that you need? You're already doing it. No, I'm not. I was like, you emails like you just she like would listen to the videos and then she'd do an outline of what the videos were saying. And strategic.
Yes, that's what I did. Oh my God.
I was like, Angela, you already doing it. No, but Angela, you did it. It's right there. See paragraph number 4. No, that's not what that is. That's the exercise. No, I think I need a class. I think I just need to. You just need to feel like somebody's telling you, Angela, do some more work. Angela, I need to work 40 more hours. You done already sent up here and wrote me emails. You've already done the work. She's like, I just gotta be sure. I was like, okay, Angela, so what are you doing now? I booked this TV show and I just don't even know that I should be doing my emotional. What TV show is it? It's in the job show. You're a recurrent? No, I'm a series I'm a regular, but I just want to talk about. Wait! You're a series regular? You got to do my emotional text, so I know that when I go out, it's really deeper. Angela, you're doing it. It's working. You're a series regular on a TV show. That's the dream. But I don't know what I'm doing. So Angela's the one person I know that actually does the work and is like really being successful and is like a fucking movie star that's like, I think I need to do more work.
That's how she got it. That's how you do it. That's how she got it.
You're always looking beyond what I am right now. You're like, I've got to go deeper with this. I've got to get more people to see it. Then I need to expand. See, I need a movie. Because I don't want to do just the Tyler Perry movies that I'm passing on that are being offered. I'm like passing shit. She passing on shit. I'm like, Angela, that's the dream. She's like, I'm just not doing it. I was like, Angela, you're saying no. The movie. It's working. are you sure? I was like, whatever, go to work, get your check. I'm like, she's like, you want to come to my premiere? No, I don't want to like stand outside while you walk on the red carpet and go out to eat movie stars. I got my dress on. I'll meet you there. Outfit? Is your hair done? Everybody else at the premieres in jeans and shit. Angela stroll out in gold sequins. Swim dress. So the gold, they were like, well, so Angela always looks like this, like a movie star. And I'm in the audience going, that's right, because she's a movie star. I was simply not being ignorant at the premiere. I was like, Angela, this is your chance. You're going to be on the red carpet in every major city in the United States. You got to look like the movie star. So people are like, why isn't she in my movie being a star? Let me look at her in the red carpet. So you got to dress for where you want to be. And don't worry about money. It'll come. You just got to look like the motherfucker that need to be getting paid that amount of money. You want somebody to pay you $50,000 an episode, you need to show up at the jump looking like, this bitch already made $50,000. If I'm going to get her, I got to pay her at least that.
Right. Yeah.
That's the thinking.
Yeah.
That's always the thinking, right?
It's
you pay me a lot of money because I look like you should be paying me a lot of money. So I can go to Morocco. And make more artists rich so that I don't have to see any more bad movies in the 21st century. I will be leading a movement of artists making meaningful, powerful work of motherfuckers who can actually act. Thank you. Honestly, because this reality TV show, I came. I was like, I got to make sure there's some people out here who actually know what they're doing. So this is the deal. So in this class, you will learn how to make the kind of content that makes people attached to you. And those people will eventually give you money or buy your show or buy a ticket to your show. All right? And we'll learn this foolproof crowdfunding strategy. Piece by piece. Like it sounds overwhelming right now. I'm going to do it in that weekend like my coach did it with me, week by week. The month before we met, he's like, this is the prep work you got to do the month before. And then the first week of, this is what needs to be done. Then the second week, this is what needs to be done. This is what you need to be shooting for. These are the changes. He just mapped it out for me and then checked in with me as we were doing it. But he laid it out. That's what I'm going to do in this weekend. How do you do a crowdfunder? Why it should be the Kickstarter. Kickstarter is all or nothing. That's why it works. None of the others work that way. You ain't going to make $100,000 on Indiegogo. You're just not. Because people figure you're going to get whatever they give you. Kickstarter, people get emotionally invested in it. And you're emailing them every week. Once they get money, you're emailing them, telling them, we got this much money. And they're seeing you getting close, and they're like excited because everybody wants to back a winner. But if they see you 1 month in and you've only raised $10,000 of $100,000, people are going to stop giving you money because they're like, that's a loser. It's just psychological. Whereas with a Kickstarter, every time the number jumps $5,000, people are like, let me get in on that. I want to be in on some winning shit. Because, the gifts are, you get to come to a rehearsal. You get to come to opening night. You get to take, people want to back a fucking winner. And for some reason, when you do a Kickstarter, people think you're a movie star. I don't know what that is. I don't know. People are like, you're really famous.
What time is your delivery over?
I was like, I just did a Kickstarter. I was everywhere. Miami Herald was like, okay, we'll put a picture of you. It's just the more that you're on social media, the more you'll be on social media. Right? You're not saying anything new. All of my videos, I'm saying the same thing over and over and over again. That's my brand. Bitch, be rich and powerful. Don't work for nobody. Slavery's over. That's my brand. Every single video is the same exact thing. Why is you working for motherfuckers? Be an artist. Don't work for nobody. I say that 12 different ways. That's all you're going to do. There need to be powerful images of Black men on television and film. If that's your message in everything you make and everything you do, if you say that every time, remember Jesse Williams got on the Essence Awards and said, they gave the Black speech of America? And every Black woman melted when he talked about the Black woman and his wife. Everybody was like, sign me up, nigga, sign me up. We need to make it. Is he on something? Let's go. Girl, go on iTunes and buy every episode of Grey's Anatomy. Woo! Light eyes.
Yeah.
See, that was weird in 101. He knew his audience.
Like the model felon.
He knew his audience. Look, Sidney Poitier and Harry Belafonte can't do that. Neither can a lot of black actors. They couldn't do that. And Jesse knew that. That's why the camera kept panning to his pregnant black wife. Jesse was, you know the camera gonna pan. And every black woman in America would be like, you got a black man with good hair and light eyes. He fine. Don't even act like that ain't what people. Ooh, y'all know he fine. He got them light eyes. You know we struck. You know we got light skin and light eyes and good hair. Stop trying to play. Shit. And we be happy that he had a black wife with natural hair. He knew exactly what he was doing in that message. Did he believe it? Sure. Although he's not with a white woman. Okay.
I was waiting for that.
I was wondering if that was going to come out.
I'm sorry.
Easy.
Okay. I mean, I was surprised it was with a black woman because his mama white. I was like, if he had a white wife, that would make sense. He married her mama. I was like, but you know what Obama knows? It ain't happening without a black woman by my side. I'm not black enough to make this shit happen by myself. What I look like being half white, and then I got a white wife trying to be president of the United States. Black woman will stab me in the neck before I get to the first primary. Are you fucking kidding me? You know your audience. And he was mad about black men being killed. And who's going to be madder about black men and black boys being killed except black women, their mothers and sisters? He knew exactly what he was doing in his message. Exactly what we needed to hear. And nobody else was saying it. It's why people pay attention to my motherfucking fuck bitches videos. Because if you go back to my YouTube account, it's really bad. And you look for my videos, I'm all like, and then I just want to talk about art. And I want to talk about the meaning of, look at the views on the videos. So I sound like a Yamba. Videos where I sound like Oprah.
That's my life.
Look at the views. Then go to that first video, how to be a motherfucking actor. And then look at the views. We go for 400 views in 2 minutes. And then in the comments, why you gotta curse so much? So that you would pay attention, bitch. Because I'm saying what nobody else is saying. I'm saying what I believe from the bottom of my feet. That's the power of your message. That's what we're going to work on in these 2 weeks. How to get rid of your fucking filter and to sell your soul. What is important to you? There's 2 strategies that you deal with during pilot season. And I'm going to get off because we're going to have a lot of time. There's two strategies that get you working during pilot season. One, you already have a project that you need to market within an inch of its life and get casting people, agents, and managers to your show. So they will call you in consistently. You make yourself look hot. If you don't have a project that they can come to you in, then you create one. Meaning you do a night of one acts. You do a short film. And then you do a screening of it and invite everybody in town. You make an event. In Kareem's case, he did a night of excerpts from shows he'd been working on. None of them were done. He just did excerpts from his shows. And he rented a space and he charged people. There was an event. It's really simple. Rent a room in NOLA Studios and do some monologues and invite motherfuckers to see you. The actual marketing of the event is what will get you called in. People don't have to come. The people who've been offering me jobs ain't coming to my events. Like, she got a lot going on. Okay, let me look at her video. I booked 2 $10,000 jobs by doing emails. But I was doing nothing. I was trying not to act. I was someplace trying to be married and have a baby. Something crazy. But that's another story. I wasn't even trying to make money. But it was the culmination of those videos I had scheduled. Somebody who knew me from 20 years ago was like, I've just been following you and I saw this and look, I had an opening and we really need to fill somebody and we only have $3,000 in your budget. I cost 10. Okay. Done. That was last summer. I was like, well, what did you like? Done. 3 videos. They aren't even actors. They were watching acting videos. They were like, she can do what I need her to do. So it was sort of awesome. It works. So in this class, you will leave with a budget, a plan of action, and a concrete fundraising strategy in place. Your social media will be scheduled, done by the end of this weekend for the first 4 months. That's all you need. You need 4 months of social media content scheduled. I'm gonna show you how to do it in 2 days. Sign up for Angela Lewis's email. Her newsletters are hilarious. She just sounds like she talks to the audience in her newsletters like her character from the show. And her character from the show is straight up extra. It's hilarious. The emails are like 3 sentences long. It's hilarious. But she talks like Aunt Louie. All right, motherfuckers, y'all need to know what's up this weekend. And then she shows a picture of her character walking around in bedroom slippers in the front yard. That's what you turning on the show. Is she really in bedroom slippers and hot shorts? It's a still from the show. And she's talking to me like the character. It's so extra. Then she got the Chaka Khan shot from the show where she got the beaded curtain and she in her shorts with her big afro and she leaned to the side of the Chaka Khan. I was like, okay, that's the Chaka Khan shot. She puts it in the email and she talks like Aunt Louie. I'm just sitting up in my house waiting for y'all to turn in the show. I was like, look at you right now. Okay, that's the Chaka Khan shot. Yeah, she got little hashtags. I was like, it totally fucking worked. People are like, this is fucking hilarious. Because Angela doesn't talk like that. I motherfuckers. Angela doesn't talk like that. But Aunt Louie does. It's hilarious. So, this weekend is going to be $999 for 16 hours of actual grinding. If you look at any of my video testimonials of people who took that 16-hour retreats, they be looking tired and scared. But you know what? They be looking like, oh, I'm fucking tired. I was like, but the script is done. Especially my writers. If you go to the writers' testimonials, they produce their shows. It's done. They tired, but it's done. You spend that 16 hours putting together all the stuff I've been sending you homework about. So you'll get videos from me the 4 weeks leading up to the class, and I'll say, okay, I want you to consolidate your mailing list like this, and I want you to organize it like this. And then prepare that for the class. The second week, you'll have another layer. Create your buffer account, and then you're going to create this. Okay, send me some sample newsletters, you're going to get this. So all of the stuff we will start generating before the class. And then that actual weekend, we will spend those 16 hours putting it together, scheduling it going out to your audience, and then you will go live that weekend and watch it explode into the universe. It'll be so fucking exciting to do it live. You need to watch people like respond and then sign up. You'd be like, oh shit, 14 people signed up. It's like very exciting. You'd be like, oh, that's gonna be, if you want, this is how I deal with signups. So you sign up for a free class, and I was like, I'll spend $100 in advertising for them to sign up. If one person buy the class, that's $1,000. I spent $100 to make $1,000. I'm good with that. I taught a 2-hour free class. And in that time, one person said, I can't take your class, but can I buy 2 coaching packages? So while I taught this 2-hour class, you just gave me $6,000. I'm good with that. But they're not paying me for that class. They're paying me for the 50 emails of free information. They're paying me for the entertainment of my videos, which are another 30 hours for free coaching. That's what they're paying for. And I enjoy it. It's a lot more fun than just producing. And it's a lot more fun than auditioning, which is boring as fuck, because the shit I audition for is boring as fuck. People are like, oh my God, you're crying. Seriously? I'm going to go finish writing my next one. So this is it. I'm going to offer the folks here, if you are currently in a class with me, you can create a delayed payment plan and pay for this when your payments are done for what you're paying for now. That's the only people in good standing. Y'all, and I got about 15 of y'all. Y'all know who y'all is. For those of you on the call tonight, I've created a 4-payment plan, $249.75. That $249, that 4-payment plan, that goes away at the end of the night. Because I got people who don't be paying their payment plans. So, you have the option of a 4-payment payment plan until the end of this class tonight. And that would mean $249.75 every 3 weeks. So you'll be paid off by the time we start the class in December. Or If you pay for the full amount up front, the early bird discount, that goes away at the end of the night too. You get $50 off. Or you can do 2 payment plan, $499.50 for 2 months. Or you can do 3 payments, $333, 3 months. And the 4 payments goes away at the end of the night. So this is what I got. Get that early bird special. Get that 4 payment plan tonight because it's going away tonight. Then y'all on your own tomorrow. Y'all ready to work? You ready to work like you have never worked before? But are you also ready to like work on a fundraiser and raise money and then have a paycheck? The first time I transferred $15,000 into my checking account as my salary, and then I put on my taxes, salaried as a producer. I salaried myself $15,000. I was like, that shit was magic. I was like, even my accountant, Don Robinson, was like, you did a fundraiser and you paid yourself $15,000. That's amazing. I was like, he's like, you paid yourself $5,000 a month. He was like, that is fantastic. I was like, it is. He was like, yeah, you've been getting checks from theaters for $400 a month. You paid yourself $5,000. You did that one. I was like, yay me. And then when I got outside, I was like, oh shit, I paid myself $5,000 a month. Plan for where you want to be. That would never have happened without these crazy Cuban friends of mine that I went to school with going, you ain't gonna raise no $50,000, $100,000. Because see, I wasn't counting in the salary to myself. Because running a Kickstarter is a lot of fucking work. It's a lot of fucking work. And I was gonna raise the money and not pay myself, but pay the musician and the director. You know them Cubans was like, artists do it all the time. She was like, how you gonna work on the Kickstarter and how you gonna work on the play if you ain't got a paycheck? You gonna work a day job and run the Kickstarter and write the play? Artists do it all the time. She was like, please raise $100,000 and give yourself a salary that you could live on. So all you're doing is being an artist. I was like, oh. Even my accountant was like, you did that. So don't you go back to working for $200 a week. I was like, I love my accountant. He's a white gay man raising 2 little black daughters. He was like, I wish my little girl would come and tell me, I want to work for $300 and daddy, can I get a weave for $1,000? If we've got $1,000 weaves, well, we would be making $1,000. I was like, because you know, I'll be trying to write off all my hair on my taxes. He was like, okay, look, black woman. I was like, he was like, I'm having this conversation with my daughters. You cannot be spending thousands of dollars on your hair. That needs to be invested in a house. So you need to learn how to do it yourself or something. Wear yours, shave it, put it in an afro. It all looks good. We're not spending that kind of money on hair. We have college. I was like, damn. He's like, you can only write this up. He gave me a limit. He was like, this is how much money you can spend on your hair next year, April. And I was like, damn, you hold on. Damn. He was like, recycle that Chinese hair girl. Recycle. Not Robinson, I'm plugging. He gave me a high. He was like, recycle. I was like, it's Indian. Okay. Recycle Indira's hair. Okay. I was like, no, you did not say Indira's hair. He's like, just recycle Indira's hair. You are not hair every month. I see checks for adorable hair. I see charges all over your tax. Enough. I said, but I have receipts. He's like, no $7,000 in hair. Recycle Indira's hair. Learn to do it yourself. I was like, and I did what he said. And then I salaried myself. And he's like, next year, salary yourself for 6 months. I was like, and advertise your business. Spend $500 to make $5,000. And that's what I did. It works. I work 20 hours a week, if that much. If Angela's coaching like twice in the week, I work 20 hours. Usually but if Angela got some sessions, y'all, if it's not the session, it's the emails, because the emails are a class. Angela's emails be 5 pages long. And then she'll be like, I'm going to try and make this brief. But then she has like an outline of point number 1, point number 2. She got the numbers to like psych you out to make you think that this ain't a 20-page email. Just because you numbered your talking points does not make it not 5 pages long.
But you can skip through it.
I just wanted to explain the origins of this question as it was related to that third video. I was like, oh. That's how you're going to be after you take this weekend with me. You're going to be like, listen, strategically, I need to be shooting for the first 50K by December 18th. So if I do that, listen to motion. I was like, y'all going to end up being just like that because that's what happens to you when you're like, this is actually possible. You'd be like, fuck this. I'm about to do it. April, this is business plan number 8. Okay. Here's draft number 17 of my script. And here's the outline. I'm like, okay. All right. So, this is it. How to be a motherfucking actor, entrepreneur, this pilot people. I don't want to see no broke motherfuckers come January. January 1. Garland already told me his goal for this year with his private coaching. Garland was like, I'm keep coming, girl, because you're going to show me how to make $100,000 this year. It's really easy. I've done it. It's really not nearly as hard as we think. I tell you what is hard, doing readings at new dramatists in every theater in town, and trying to eat. That's hard. And running to auditions and rehearsals in the rooms while I'm working at Citibank. That shit'll make a black woman old for her time. I'm 67 years old. That shit was aging me. I was like, no. That's hard. Sitting in front of my computer, talking about what I'm passionate about and being ignorant, just giving my unfiltered opinion. Turn on YouTube. Click, Google largest following on YouTube. You will see every single time it is some black person just giving their unfiltered opinion. And they have 50,000 followers. Do you know what that means? That means that video is monetized. It means they're getting a paycheck every time somebody watches it. That's how YouTube works. If you get lots of views, you get more money. Hello? Because that means more advertisers get a chance to advertise next to your video. The advertisers are paying you. The most prolific videos are black people standing there giving their unfiltered, ignorant ass opinion. The black gay man with the wig and the lipstick and the beard talking about Trump. He's making $100,000 a year just from his YouTube channel. My client, Brittany, who is now starred in a movie, Style with Innovative, and just finished her first pilot and is filming an independent film. Yeah. Brittany, 1 million followers. A viral video on YouTube. You know what she talking about? Not acting. She got tons of videos talking about, and then my coaching process, and then my strategy, and then doing truth. She got tons of videos talking about acting. You know the video that went viral? I was standing in the bathroom about, what am I doing with my hair? It's a stupid video. It's like 30 seconds of her having a hair flip out. Actress. That video went viral. So you know what that means? All the rest of her social media is starting to go viral. She booked her first movie, major horror franchise, with no credits. And not even an agent. She had no agent when she booked the starring role in election year. None. Not one. She had no credits in theater. She had just done the Meisner program at the Maggie Flanagan studio, which is where she met me. And she came up to me, she's like, there's something they're not telling me. I was like, yeah, they're telling you to work for free. She's like, but I get the feeling that that's not what you're telling people. I was like, no, that's right. She was like, yeah, I'm gonna come see you. She's like, they told me to buy a wig. I was like, please wear your natural hair and be black. And she was like, I'm coming to see you. And she did. And I was like, what's up with that YouTube video? Right? If you have a viral video, you're getting cast. I don't have an agent. I can ask you that. You have an agent or manager. You're freelancing. She cast it. She was like, oh my God, they're going to pay me like $6,000 for a day. I was like, well, how many emails you done sent out? I was like, and we're getting you an agent, and we're getting you a manager, and you're going to get a production company, and then you're going to get 3 pilots in the cooker. Right? Great. She did. She starred in a Netflix series. She did. She did it in 2 years. She worked like a slave. She paid my rent for a year. My delayed payment rent. But you know what? She's the star of a pilot on Netflix. That didn't happen because she cute. She cute. That happened because she's a hustler motherfucker. Go to her social media. She does not fuck around. By the time she got her meetings, and she and I did strategy sessions about her meetings, by the time she got her meetings with agents, they were like, we've heard about you. I said, I know you have. We did a whole mailing and a phone call to people when her movie came out and got tickets to it. We're not playing. And that one viral video means you now have followers. It's a beautiful thing. The movie made a shit ton of money, and they hardly did any advertising. There was not a big rollout for The Purge. Social media. Yeah. Brittany made a career. Shit works, I'm telling you. Issa ain't the only one. All right, people, y'all got questions for me? We've been on here a long time. Y'all done earned a lot of my money tonight. Y'all got it. This one, yeah. Y'all done got over $1,000. Questions, thoughts, fears.
Yes,
Yeah,
I have a question. We're doing private. You and I are doing private coaching. Mm-hmm. How would this? I mean, how would this work with that? I mean, are we going to be going over in private a lot of this?
I mean, stuff in private, you get more hands-on, so that it means as you put each piece together, we'll be doing what I call working meetings. Which I did when I first started my business. I did a combination of both. Roz was my business coach, and then I also took some classes with Frank Kern and Alice Travers. I bought some videos, so I was doing both. So I would take the videos, watch the videos, and be like, okay, so that's how I set up a launch. That's how I sell. That's how I create content. Okay, great. Now I'm going to meet with my Kickstarter coach and be like, okay, this is the content I created. What do you think? He's like, no, go back and make an adjustment and then send me a copy. And then I would schedule a session with Roz, and Roz would be like, I want you to write your first 3 newsletters and then send it to me. So I write it while we were working. I'd send it to her, and then she'd give me notes, and she'd be like, not that sentence, not that sentence. That's not specific enough. Do it again. And so I did a combination of both. When you do both, it increases your learning curve. Because what I did was I cashed in my 401k, and I took out $10,000, and I spent it to build my business. Because I need a business in 3 months. Because my mama got brain tumors, and I need to take care of my mama, and this starvation is over. So I took out my 401k, and I was like, I am going to spend $10,000. I'm going to spend $5,000 on training and advertising on Facebook. The other $5,000 I'm going to spend on infrastructure. And I gave myself 3 months to do it, which meant a bitch needed a coach and a class. The classes were recordings, but they were still $1,200 a pop. And one was $1,500. They were fucking expensive. I couldn't afford the live class. But so I bought 2 recorded classes, and then I bought coaching package with Roz. And so after I did the stuff that I got in the classes, I would then let Roz look at it and give me notes and try it and be like, oh, that one worked better. Okay, their note was really good. So there was I was learning how to fine tune what I was being taught in the class in real time. So if I took a class about how to launch a Kickstarter, I would then coach with somebody to get their feedback on the actual material that I was creating as a result of that class. And as you release content, you know that it's working because people watch it or respond. So when people weren't watching it or responding, I would have a work session with my coach and be like, why the fuck is nobody responding? And she'd be like, your brand is to cuss people out and tell the truth. Cuss people out and tell the truth. Right now you sound like you're writing a letter to your mother. Cuss people out and tell the truth. And ask them for what you want. You want them to follow you? Say, bitch, follow me. Because that's how you talk. I was like, no, I cannot write an email that says, bitch, follow me. She's like, because that's not how I talk to people. You can. I was like, I can't. So I said, bitch, what you waiting for? Follow me. Sent an email. 100 people follow me. I was like, you fucking lying whore. You are crazy. She was like, they did. You know you need to sign up for this shit right now. Stop fucking around and quitting on yourself. Sign up. $24.99. I was like, wait, is it that easy? She was like, as long as you're telling the truth, yeah, it's easy. And you're passionate about it. So it's up to you. If you work fast and do what we say, and let me cut you out a lot, you know, you may not need the class. But knowing you, Garland, you'll want the class.
Okay.
I mean, people need to hear and experience something 3 times before it becomes organic. So I think that both helped me. I was broke. I was hungry. I wasn't sleeping. But I was only like that for a month. I launched January the year before last. I did not sleep that January. But I was like, I need an online business so I can write and produce and be getting paid. And so I set it up in 1 month. You got 3 months. You don't need to do it in 3 months. I was crazy. I was in front of my computer 14, 15 hours a day, 7 days a week. I didn't leave the apartment. I had food delivered. It was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, I just took $10,000 out of my 401k. I was like, and it's got to work now. I have to make that money back so I don't get taxed. And I was like,
because you have to return it, right? Yeah.
I was not fucking around. I was like, Ross was like, you ain't got to work so fast. I said, oh, bitch, I do. I was like, girl, you sent me 4 emails at 3 a.m. I was like, I just needed your feedback. I was like, I did not sleep. My first launch, I made $100,000.
Made.
Yeah.
How much?
$10,000 because I had to put $10,000 back, but I made 100% profit. You can't fuck with that. It works. You do the work. You create the foundation. So all you're going to do in the next couple of months is get audience. That's your foundation. The launch is like secondary. Get audience. More questions?
I gotta roll. It's getting late. I gotta go stick some people up so I can give you some money, April.
And on that note, I think we're really gonna wrap tonight.
You know?
I love you so much.
Clinton with the last word.
I love you. Okay, people, go stick some mugs up so you can give me some money.
Yeah.
Right.
Put on some knee pads. I think I'm gonna buy some new knee pads.
No, baby, no, don't.
Just kidding.
That's what I promised.
I ain't judging. You do what you gotta do, girl.
Hey, baby.
Ain't no judgment.
Right.
I respect you I respect you still.
That's right. Even more. Even more. Because hey, that's some special shit, and if you're willing to do that, with your special shit.
I see you out there. When you see me run by, don't tell them which way I went. That's all.
Tell him he went the other way. Yeah, I said he went that way.
April said we got a deadline. I'm like, all right, April, we could end this. Let me get out there. And
Okay, bye. Don't.
All right.
And make sure, Clinton, it's gentrifiers that you stick up, okay?
Oh, yeah. Baby, I don't mess with our people. I stopped that at 12. Nobody look like us. I don't mess with our people.
Don't miss me. Angela, don't email me no questions.
Try to get to that Angela level, baby. Try to get to that Angela level.
Just schedule a session, okay?
Yeah.
Just schedule a session. Don't email me.
Okay.
And
Angela, you from Detroit. You know what time it is.
Yeah. For her emails, man. I can text you and get more done. All right, lovers. Stay strong.
All right, baby girl.
All right.
Thank you, April.
Bye, Clinton.
Nice to see you.